NONIM network. Today I want us to talk about the drama that is unfolding in South Africa regarding Miss SA finalist Chidima, was it Chidima, Vanessa, Detroit. Hey, it is a lot, guys. It's going down out here because people are not happy. It started with South Africans complaining about who she is and why she should be a finalist in Miss SA. And to some degree, South Africans were expressing. And they were just talking on social media. It was left, right, and center. And they were not nice. That I must say. Our homies were not nice to Chidima. Now, I'm not for bullying people. I'm not for abusing women. I'm not for a lot of things that are wrong. In fact, I'm not for any wrong things that are being said to other people. Any form of abuse for me, now I am very allergic to that. So I was not happy with how the conversation was going without doing the right thing. Do you understand? And then Miss SA was forced to actually come out and speak on it. And they came out and say everything they checked, it checks out. Chidima is fine, they go home affairs, right? But still, after that, Miss SA said that South Africans were still unhappy. And then after that, Chidima had a little celebration with Ubabake, with her father and his friends and the family, Nigerian. She was also wearing Nigerian. They were all celebrating and busy out here doing the things. But that really ticked South Africans. It really moved them in another direction to an extent whereby Abo Anelemta came through. Politicians, yeah, they were commenting, but when it came to that video, it made things worse. ATM ended up writing a letter asking so profound questions. Where was she born? Where her mother, where her family, parents really did the right things? When was she born? How did she get the citizenship? All of those things that needed to be asked. The ATM was asking them, guys. ATM is a political party. They were asking all of those things. And then the leader of the ATM was like, this girl, if that is the situation, please do not form part of it. And for me personally, the only issue that I have with the whole situation, it was never going to be a South African thing. Yes, we can be Africans, but can we be Africans the right way? Can we unite as Africans the right way? Because I do not see any South African going to Nigeria without any papers, any correct papers, and succeeding with that. No, I do not see. People have come outside of South Africa and they worked here. No one had a problem with that, not at all. The issue comes when you are a Nigerian and you are doing things illegally, number one. I think the stigma of Nigerians became the problem. I think the stigma of Nigerians became the problem in the whole situation because people have this thing that Nigerians are the ones that are bringing in our country. Nigerians are the ones that are ruling our country in all spheres of ruling it. Nigerians are abusing women here. We have our own people doing all of those things. We don't need other people from outside South Africa doing that to our women. We don't need people that are thieves from other countries. We don't need people that are from other chuchumbising these from other countries. We don't need people that slaughter and kill women and children. We don't need a lot of things because our country on its own has its own people that are doing those illegal things. Imagine us having our own criminals and then adding other brothers from African countries to add on that problem that we have that is not resolved within our own parameters. Do you understand? So I think the whole situation started from there. That's when people started losing it. Right? What? She's from where? Her father is what? Excuse me? After all those people did ABCD now, like there is a lot of wrong things that involved Nigerians. I'm not saying white people did not have anything. We have a whole apartheid situation that involved white people. Do you understand? But I agree with Africans hating other Africans, but can things be done? It's wrong. Can things be done right? Can Nigerians, when they come to our country, be legally coming? Documented, Please, can all of those things be done? Because this stems from the anger that people have when it comes to fraudulent situations happening. People's IDs, people were married to people that they don't know. And a lot of nonsense happened in that Department of Home Affairs long time ago, where people were selling people's IDs for merely 2,000 rand, 5,000 rand. People saw themselves married to be Mrs. So-and-so. If not, a guy will be married to a woman that he doesn't know. Do you understand? There was a lot of crimes that happened, and that bitterness of that, I want to believe it comes from those things. The whole bitterness. Okay, now let's go to this child, the 23-year-old Chidima. Did she know about this? The Department of Home Affairs came out and said there is no possible way that she knew about the whole crime that was done by her parents. My anger is towards the parents. I am so pissed at those parents. They knew what they did. Utatake goes and does an interview speaking things that are not making sense about 2010, which clearly, that interview alone was a red flag, because that interview on the radio said that Uchidima is not South African, according to what the father was saying. And that interview mostly is, for me, could have been one of the reasons that Home Affairs by ATM had to be contacted. Please make it make sense. They come in 2010. She was born in 2001. What is this? And then that's when things now turn left. And for them to go to an interview knowing what they have done, number one, that again is a problem. For them to allow the child to go on with the whole competition knowing very well what they have done, I think she didn't know. She would have withdrawn. The only right thing these parents could have done was to say, love, please, there's something that we must tell you. Please withdraw from this competition because it's bringing us eyes. Did they think they are not going to get away? There is perhaps a South African out here who suffered because of that fraudulent situation that might have happened. Do you understand? To the people that are saying she must remain in the competition, on what grounds, when her papers were done, there is fraud that is flowing somewhere there? On what grounds? She should be removed from the competition, number one. Reason being, her parents are the problem. She can start over because they are paying. Her getting the citizenship is a problem. How can people say that she must continue? No. Yes, she's not guilty of any crime. Perhaps she did not know that her papers were fraudulent. Yes. However, that being said, she can't, because even obtaining her paperwork was done in fraud. So because of that reason, it's not rocket science, guys. Everything must start afresh. They all need, that family, all of them, they need to be taken back to Nigeria. If they want to come back, they need to do the right thing. That is it. I don't know why people are catching feelings. And I heard someone else saying that this girl, she believes she could have won the... Ma'am. And the only reason people started talking is because they saw that she has high chances of winning. Excuse me. Is that how your brain functions? No. I was like shocked when I heard her saying that. But in my view, can she please withdraw from the competition? Yes, she is not guilty of any crime. She was a child she knew nothing about, but the parents are the ones that are wrong. But now, because her parents did that situation, everybody needs to be taken back to Nigeria. They need to start afresh. They need to start afresh. Because this is a mess right now. South Africa needs to send a clear message to everyone who is here illegally, who is here fraudulently. South African Home Affairs needs to send a clear message that we will deport the hell out of your behind. They need to be deported, including Chidima. She needs to be deported back to Nigeria. Not because now I have issues with it. No, I don't. But how she got her paperwork, even though she didn't know, it is still a fraud. A fraud is a fraud. We are not going to run away from that. A fraud is a fraud. So because of that, can they please take her back home, including her father and her mother? They must all go back home because they used underhanded ways to get a citizenship, which is wrong. But Home Affairs is still investigating. I don't have a problem with Africa becoming one. They can. It must be done right, the right way. That's where I disagree with Malema. Malema, I disagree with you when you say Africa must become one and then this situation is like this. I don't have a problem with it becoming one. I have a problem with how it's going to become one. Do you understand? So as long as that becoming one is done ngendlela right, then there are no problems. We can become one and fight Europeans and whatever and make our rand the greatest money of all time as Africa. Use the rand or come to an agreement which money are we going to use and become powerful because our continent is as powerful as ever. But now, can we do that the legal way and follow all legal processes? We can't have people, because I will never go to Zimbabwe and roam around the streets of Zimbabwe freely without being there documented. I'll never go to Tanzania. That's why Nandipa and Thabo Bester were arrested, because they were roaming there without being documented, etc. Even Lesotho, Zambia, Namibia, Swaziland. You can't just go. Botswana, you can't just go. You need proper paperwork. You sure do. That's the issue here. So uniting as Africans is not an issue, but can we do it the legal way? For me, my final thing is that Uchidima must just withdraw from the whole thing, and Uchidima must be angry at her parents for costing her an opportunity of a lifetime by doing fraudulent things. She must be angry at them, and her father for going to that interview. That also was a problem. And the other thing, celebrities must just know when to comment and keep quiet, yes. As in your conversation, do not need them to comment. As in your competition, conversations, they need, if you are a public figure, shush on some other situations. Don't comment on everything, especially if your bread and butter depends on your people. Because now, imagine the abuse that Lerato went through because she was standing up for Chidima, and then Home Affairs comes up with this. That was, I love Lerato. I was so hurt for her. I was very hurt because that conversation went left. That was abusive towards her. That was cyberbullying. I was so hurt. But if she chose to, but also I understand her, why can't she have a voice? But at the same time, sometimes other conversations, they don't need us. Now, Lerato and Pearl are suffering, Lerato, Pearl, Somizi, and whoever else, Mufaya, Mufaya, Guy, they are suffering now because of those comments that they made, standing up for, they did not need to. There are so many things that happen in this country that we always need them to stand up for. They don't. They did not need to do that. They needed to. And allow that to play out. Look where it is now. Yes, if they played it safe like Gayton Mackenzie and say, until all the facts are out, that was supposed to be their comment on the matter. No, let us allow Home Affairs. Even Figle and Balula said, we don't need to be mean to the girl. All we need is to investigate and find out what's happening. And we don't need to be rude and bully the girl. Yes, that's what the celebrities were supposed to say too. And not come here and stand up boldly with their chest without the facts of Home Affairs, proper facts from Home Affairs directly. Because now I'm hurt, because those are the people that I really like. About Pearl Tusi, I love her work. Lerato Kanyako, I love her, and I have so much respect for Lerato Kanyako. I love her. I love her strength. I was so hurt when everything was happening on her name. I was so busy. So busy again, like, yo, guys, for these two ladies, it was really bad. So busy now, it was bad, but not as bad as Lerato and Peltus. Eka Lerato in Hete, I was so hurt. So nje, Gawi is celebrating us who comment on certain things to a certain level and keep mum on others. Keep shush, because you will find yourself getting hurt and getting banned, because now they are banning, because the results come back saying there is fraud. Are South Africans right for bullying everybody? when the matter where the matter is involved, no, they will never be all right. What they did, how they went about bullying Peltusi, bullying Somisi, bullying Lerato, and saying mean things to them, including Chidema, including Fire Smu, DJ Smu. That was evil. That was cruel. That I cannot run away from. That was so cruel, guys. We can do so much better. We can have conversations without being mean. We can have conversation without being cruel. We can have conversations without bullying. Cyberbullying is bad. Anyway, guys, I'll see you on our next live or video on this channel. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day. I hope that you keep well. It's cold where I am. Bye-bye.